You could be in an unhealthy relationship right now and not even know it, because the worst ones don't feel wrong at first. They feel like love. This is Echoed Lives, and today we need to talk about 9 signs that your relationship might be quietly breaking you from the inside. Love is supposed to feel like safety, like exhaling after holding your breath too long, like someone finally seeing you, all of you, and choosing to stay. That's what healthy love feels like. Quiet, steady, sure. But unhealthy love, it doesn't announce itself. It doesn't walk in wearing a red flag like a cape. It whispers. It disguises itself as passion, as intensity, as someone caring too much. And before you realize what happened, you've lost pieces of yourself you didn't even know were missing. So, let's be honest with ourselves tonight. No judgment, no shame, just truth. Here are 9 signs that something in your relationship isn't right. 1. Every conversation becomes a battlefield. Not disagreements, not healthy debates. We're talking about fights that leave you shaking, words that cut so deep you feel them in your chest hours later, voices raised over nothing, silence weaponized after everything. In 2025, research published by the American Psychological Association confirmed that couples who engage in hostile conflict patterns show elevated cortisol levels, the stress hormone, even during calm moments. Your body keeps the score, even when your mind tries to forget. 2. You've started hiding parts of your life. Small things at first. You don't mention that your coworker texted you. You delete a conversation that meant nothing because explaining it would mean another fight. You stop telling them where you went, not because you did anything wrong, but because honesty has become exhausting. When transparency feels dangerous in a relationship, that's not love protecting itself. That's fear running the show. And fear should never be the foundation you build a life on. 3. Everything runs on their terms. Where you eat, when you leave, who you see, how you spend your weekends. If every decision flows through one person, you're not in a partnership. You're in a dictatorship wearing a relationship's clothing. Recent relationship studies from the Gottman Institute emphasize that healthy couples practice shared power. They negotiate, they bend, they meet somewhere in the middle. If your middle always looks like their side, resentment isn't coming, it's already here. 4. Guilt follows you everywhere. You feel guilty for wanting an evening alone, guilty for laughing too loud with someone else, guilty for existing outside of their orbit. And the worst part, they might not even be doing it on purpose. Sometimes guilt is a ghost that lives between 2 people who never learned where one ends and the other begins. But if your chest tightens every time you choose yourself over them, even for an hour, that guilt is a signal. Not that you're selfish, but that something in this dynamic is deeply unbalanced. 5. You give everything and get silence back. You listen to their problems at midnight. You rearrange your life around their needs. You show up every single time they call. But when it's your turn to fall apart, silence, distance, a change of subject. According to attachment theory research updated in 2025, this pattern often reflects an anxious avoidant dynamic. One person reaches, the other retreats, and the one who keeps reaching slowly empties themselves, trying to fill a gap that was never theirs to close. 6. They dim your fire. You share a dream, they smirk. You mention a goal, they change the subject. You accomplish something meaningful, they find a way to make it smaller. This isn't tough love. This isn't being realistic. This is someone who feels threatened by your light. A partner who loves you, genuinely loves you, will hold a flashlight when your path gets dark. They won't blow out your candle to keep the room comfortable for themselves. 7. You don't recognize yourself anymore. You used to laugh louder. You used to call your friends without checking first. You used to wear what you wanted, say what you felt, dream without apology. But slowly, so slowly you didn't even notice, you started editing yourself, shrinking, folding into a version of you that makes them comfortable. And now, when you look in the mirror, the person staring back feels like a stranger. That's not growth, that's erasure. And you deserve to exist fully, not as someone's carefully trimmed version of who you are. 8. Your body is telling you something your mind won't admit. Your stomach drops when their car pulls into the driveway. Your jaw clenches when your phone buzzes with their name. You can't sleep properly. You're tired in a way that rest doesn't fix. Neuroscience research from 2025 confirms that chronic relationship stress physically rewires your nervous system. Your body enters a low-grade fight or flight state, even at home. When the place that should feel safest makes your body brace for impact, listen to it. Your body knows before your heart is ready to admit it. 9. You're reading this and something inside you already knows. You didn't click on this by accident. Something pulled you here. A feeling you couldn't name, a weight you've been carrying quietly. And right now, somewhere deep inside your chest, a small voice is whispering, "This is about me." I hear that voice, and I want you to know it's not being dramatic. It's not overthinking. It's your truth trying to reach you through all the noise, and it deserves to be heard. Not every unhealthy relationship looks like chaos. Some look like quiet dinners where no one speaks. Some look like two people lying in the same bed, miles apart. The absence of screaming doesn't mean the presence of love. You deserve more than surviving someone. You deserve someone who feels like home, not a home with locks on the inside, but one with windows wide open. If this found you at the right time, share it with someone who needs to hear it tonight. Subscribe to Echoed Lives and leave a comment. I read every single one. You matter more than you know, always.